thing I see in today's youth, they start something with excitement, right? But can't stay consistent. But you are very consistent. So what is the reason?
The plant will not get sprout out by sowing the seed only.
Who has influenced your personality the most?
Abdullah sir. After my father, he is the one who has, I will not say who taught me. He is the one who has parented me.
Is it your personality trait?
Like you said in that thought, I look smart. So that is the reason I always remain well dressed, because I have to look smart.
Could you please share your experience?
I received for what I prayed for, and I geared up for the things which I never imagined
From this institute.
from this institute.
You have very strong knowledge about many things. So how did you develop it? And why knowledge is very important?
If your everything is going as per your schedule, it means either you are not a human or you are a robot.
A robot. Abhishek, your English is very fluent, right? So how did you develop it? And what tips would you give to my viewers? Do you have girlfriend, Abhishek?
With our parents, we always experience a kind of generation gap.
Right.
But with our partner, vibe match होती है.
Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the Art Podcast. Today, I'm with someone very special and I really admire him. I like his nature because he is very disciplined, sincere, and very dedicated on his goal. We all face problems in our life, consistency, confusion, and distractions. When we listen people like him, we learn how to develop ourselves. Welcome to the Our Podcast, Abhishek.
Thank you, ma'am.
And one more thing, I want to add here, he is the winner of the 14th Global Championship program and it is organized by, of course, Happiness Institute. Congratulations, Abhishek.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's start. Today we will discover about your journey, your real life journey, right? So Abhishek, I want to know what is the meaning of Abhishek and if you want to describe your personality, what is it?
First of all, thank you for giving me such a warm and recognized welcome. It meant a lot for me from the depth of my deepest depths of heart. And if I talk about the meaning of my name,
Yes.
the meaning of my name stands for a kind of sacred pour which
Mhm.
we give
Right,
to our divine. Like if I tell, we worship Lord Shiva,
right.
while we worship him, we gave him a kind of divine pour of water.
Hmm.
So that process of worshipping, that process of respecting the divine in a very divine manner is the meaning of my name.
How do you describe your personality?
If I describe my personality, I always try to remain
Hmm.
a man of my words, commitments, and actions.
Earlier, you also told me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, right. You're wearing a flag, I noticed. So, how does it represent?
You know, the very best reason is such kind of symbols hold a pride in our mind, soul, and body. And one of the best thing is a woman like you gaze at this thing and it add an extra spark to my personality.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
jokes apart, if I tell that the main reason why I always wear a Indian flag with my formal attire, you may have noticed or you may not have been. On the day of our 14th Global Public Speaking Championship, there also I had an
Yeah,
Indian flag in my attire. Thank you very much. You know the reason why this flag reminds me of my pride, my value system, and my culture, my roots.
Of course.
The roots which I have in my personality is somewhat I have got first from my parents and then from my motherland India.
Wow.
So I always feel grounded and rooted to my value and core system. So that is the only reason I always have a flag with my attire.
Great. Great. I noticed you always well dressed. So, what is the reason behind it? Is it your personality trait?
Like you said in that thought, I look smart. So that is the reason I always remain well dressed because I have to look smart.
Abhishek, one thing I truly admire in you, in your personality, that you're very punctual, dedicated on your goal, right? So I want to know what is the reason of your punctuality? Is it inbuilt or you developed it?
First, I developed it and then it became inbuilt.
Wow.
And the main reason
But how did you develop it?
by noticing
Hmm?
my uncomfortness and by working upon myself
Mm.
and by seeing the results which I got or which I always see after getting this habit or I should say this skill in my personality. So that is one of the main reason I developed this thing in my personality.
So do you think that it is very important for us?
Ma'am, for everyone it may be or it may not be. But for me,
It is
it is very important.
very important. Wow. Wow. One thing I see in today's youth, they start something with excitement, right? But can't stay consistent. But you are very consistent. So what is the reason?
If I say what matters the most is our starting.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a man of this thought process that if I want to do something in my life, I invest a lot of time
Right.
in planning, in strategy, and in choosing the things which I have not to opt, which I am not supposed to do. Because once you are starting any journey, na, you have to respect your time. And you are able and you will always be able to respect your time by opting out the things
Right.
which will unnecessarily will waste your time. Like you took my example. Still now also I am in the journey. I am doing my studies. There lies a difference between motivation and inspiration.
Right. Right.
Motivation is like a seed. You will start, but
And everyone wants,
yes, yeah,
right?
you
Motivation.
yeah, you will start.
Hmm.
The seed will get sown.
The seed will?
The seed will get sown.
Okay.
You will become a sapling. But inspiration will leads you to the success.
Right.
You know the reason why you planted a seed? The plant will not get sprout out by sowing the seed only. After sowing, what you have to do is you have to water it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to put manure in it. You have to fertilize its growth. You have to take care of the
Look up.
surrounding.
Yeah.
And this thing, when motivation gets converted into inspiration,
Inspiration.
it adds the charm in our journey.
Real consistency, right?
Yeah, real consistency matters the most in our life.
So who has influenced your personality the most?
Well, there are many people, many mentors which had added the spark, or I should say the charm in my personality, be it my skills, my knowledge, my everything. And that list start from my parents,
Right.
especially my father. Especially my father.
I think your father is in government.
Yeah, my father is a government employee. He's a central government employee.
Hmm.
And he is the Shokstam of my life. The same caption which I dedicated to my father on stage for the first time on the day of 14th Global Public Speaking Championship.
Sure.
He is the Shokstam of my life. And I literally don't have words to recognize the potential which he gave to my character, to my personality, and ultimately to my life. Then after my parents, especially my father, comes the role of mentors.
He's everything for you, right?
Yeah, I will name a few mentors if you allow.
Sure, sure.
I got many mentors in my life.
Yeah. 2-3 mentors.
Yeah, 2-3 mentors, but there are 4 mentors which I respect the most, who has carved my path of life.
Right.
The name of first mentor is after 12th, when I went into the process of my graduation, I got my first mentor, and his name is respected Dr. Nihal Anwar Siddiqui. He carved my path towards the lamppost of my career.
Right.
Yes. I came into the process of career. Then the name of my another mentor is Mr. Kritard Shrivastava. He taught me how to study. and how to respect the journey.
So you're lucky, right?
Yes, I was lucky, and I am lucky also. After that, when I went for a job, there I met one person, Kranti sir. He taught me the how to convert your theoretical knowledge into the ground knowledge. But the two major people who influenced
Theoretical to
me,
practical or theoretical to ground?
theoretical to practical, and the amalgamation of both type of knowledge ultimately gives us the knowledge, gives us the on ground knowledge.
Wow.
But the two major mentors who carved my path is, the name of my first mentor is Raj Rai sir. He taught me the sociology, and he is the first person in my life who taught me in my personal capacity as well as in my academics. You know, uh, once I visited him, I was not into the good mood of my life a few years back. So he said to me, Abhishek, bring a piece of paper, write 3 lines for yourself. Sure, sir. I took a pen, and he said to me, Abhishek, at point one, write, I will always be responsible for all my things. It hit hard to me. Second point which he made to write on that piece of paper is, always have a no excuse policy in your life. And
No excuse.
no excuse policy in your life. And the third point which he gave to me was, Abhishek, I am the one who will take care of my things in my own way of life.
Wow.
And these three things literally changed the trajectory of my life. And then comes the charming soul, the charming personality. Via his wisdom only, I am able to sit in front of this camera, and I am able to express myself. Abdullah sir. After my father, he is the one who has, I will not say who taught me. He is the one who has parented me.
Wow.
Who has parented me.
You realize?
Yeah, I realize, and I cherish those learnings. It is not a kind of learnings for me. It is a kind of blessings, morals and values which he inserted in my personality.
So my next question is, Abhishek, you always speak very positively about Abdullah sir. So what qualities do you like most in him?
Well, there is one wise saying, if I am the river, he is the ocean.
Wow.
And
You are the river and he
he is the ocean.
He is the ocean.
And you can't pull the ocean. A river can't pull the ocean towards
Never.
his or her direction. It is the river which will ultimately meet the ocean.
Yes.
So if I talk about myself, I am the one who just took out a few buckets of water from that ocean. And if I talk about few of the skills which I always try to maintain in the decorum of my life and in my personality, first is, when I came, the level of my patience was not so good.
You developed your patience.
Yeah, he gave me one tagline in the class. We all are patient of patience.
We all are patient.
Patient of patience.
Patient.
Patience. I was like, I'm also a patient, and I got treated here. Now I have patience. And second thing is, he taught me the power of active listening.
Okay.
Active listening. And earlier I was just confident person. Now I am optimistically confident.
Wow.
And third thing which he taught to me is, happiness is a skill
You can develop it.
which can be developed.
Which can be developed.
It is
Right.
not an inherited trait which one will always get.
Yes.
So that is the three best learnings which I have received from this respected and prestigious institute.
Happiness Institute.
Happiness Institute.
So my next question is, you were in the part of Happiness Institute. You are right now, right? That's why you are here.
Yes.
So you admire Abdullah sir, and you are the part of the institute. So could you please share your experience?
If I talk about my experience, I got what I wished for.
I got
What I wished for.
what you wished for.
I received for what I prayed for.
Wow. From
And-
here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I received for what I prayed for. And I geared up for the things which I never imagined for
From this institute.
from this institute.
Oh my God. So what changes did you see in yourself after joining here?
Ma'am, you know the best change which I got, which I always feel, is the changes itself which I always feel.
You can't explain.
No, the changes which I got.
Acha,
I always feel those changes which I got. It is like earlier, I just wanted to learn how to swim, but I can also imagine at the same time that how to swim
right.
means
So your imagination came true, right?
my dream become a reality.
Your dream become a reality.
It is like I talked about the seed, na?
Mhm.
The seed got germinated into a sapling, then into a plant, and finally a tree.
Finally, tree. You're very clear about your goal,
Yes.
your words. So, but many youth are very confused nowadays. So, what do you think? What are the reasons of confusion?
Ma'am, different people have different opinions in regard to this question. But in my perspective or from my point of view, what I can say is always take a good decision and never step back.
Always take a good decision
And never step back.
and never step back. Wow.
After taking a decision, you have decided the path that you are supposed to follow.
Right.
At the same time, the the values which Raj Rai sir gave to me, 3 values, I will always be responsible for my own things.
Right.
I will implement the no excuse policy upon that journey. And the third thing, I will take care of my things in my own way of life. It means I have to deliver the defined and decisive karma
Mm-hmm.
upon that journey. Means I don't have to make fool of myself.
Right.
That's it. And if I am able to implement these 2-3 principles, I have seen lot of drastic changes in my personality and
No
like
confusion is there.
no confusion. You know the best thing is if anyone is not confused, he will succeed.
He will succeed. Right. And you have very strong knowledge about many things. So, how did you develop it? And why knowledge is very important?
Ma'am, upon that thing, if we don't have knowledge, how we will be knowledgeable? Knowledge, a knowledgeable person becomes educated.
I would want to know, how did you develop it?
First of all, by study. I never compromised with my academics. Like I said, I respected
Never
my degree.
compromise.
I never compromise. And second thing is, I developed some of the habits. Until today's date, I am following the same habits in my personality also. And I respect my schedule.
You respect your
I respect my schedule. And the major focus which I always give is in clearing the backlogs, which gets developed with the passage of time.
So, I would like to know about your schedule.
Schedule. Suppose I divide, first of all, I divide my whole year
Whole year,
whole year into 4 quarters.
4 quarters,
One quarter consists of 3 months.
3 months.
Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4.
Right.
I took this concept in my life from the subject of Indian economy.
Mhm.
First, I divide my year into 4 quarters,
Then 3 months.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I divide the span of those 3 months into a month.
Acha.
Then I break those months into a week, and then I focus upon the completion of my work on that weekly perspective. It means if I decided to do some kinds of work in a span of 7 days. Somehow 2 or 3 days got missed up.
Right.
But the main focus which I always it happens. It's in human nature.
Right.
If you are not if your everything is going as per your schedule, it means either you are not a human or you are a robot.
A robot.
So like I said, suppose the schedule of 2-3 days got missed out. I always focus upon completing my schedule in a span of that week only. No matter how many days got mixed, I always focus upon completing the things in that planned week only.
Wow.
On weekly basis, I focus.
That's why you're very disciplined, right? I think.
It is one of the reason.
Yes. Okay. So, what daily habit improved your personality?
The habit of reading newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Second is I have a habit of maintaining a very I have a habit of maintaining a day journal.
Journal.
Day journal.
Hmm.
That
Daily? Daily? You do?
yes, daily. I daily maintain a day journal.
Okay.
And third habit is I do a lot of positive self talk.
Positive self-talk. It is
I-
very important,
yes.
I think, right? Yeah.
I have a habit of doing a brisk walk. I daily walk for a span of 30 to 40 minutes. And in that duration of 30 to 40 minutes, I talk to myself.
You talk to yourself. If I'll give chance to talk yourself,
Okay.
so 1 minute for you. Talk.
First of all, I think about my morning routine. My morning routine include after waking up, I always had a glass of water. After that, I brush my teeth and I maintain a day journal. These three things after waking up, I do on priority basis.
Right.
First of all,
And we must do, I think.
we must eat.
Right.
So while on a walk, I always tap my shoulder up for these three things. Then I say to myself, Abhishek, you followed your morning ritual. It means you did not just started your day. You started your day with a kick.
Right.
You were not confused after waking up. It means you are clear upon your path. Like you are walking, yet like you are walking in the evening and you are talking to yourself. It means you have achieved something.
Hmm.
And if you have achieved something, that is the only reason you are able to talk to yourself. You are able to speak with yourself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of talk
You always do yourself.
I always do with myself.
और मैं खुद से क्या बातें करती हूँ पता है?
बोलिए.
तू कर लेगी यार. कैसी भी सिचुएशन क्यों ना आए, तू कर लेगी यार.
मैं थोड़ा इस विचारधारा का हूँ. कर लेंगे और जो होगा देखा जाए.
Great. Abhishek, your English is very fluent, right? So, how did you develop it? And what tips would you give to my viewers?
Ma'am, first of all, thank you for saying that my speaking skills is good. It is one of the skills which I have acquired in my personality a few months back only.
Oh,
Yes. Uh, the the lesson which I want to give to my viewers is respect your journey.
respect.
And if you are in the process of learning this language, English language, join the Happiness
But
Institute.
डर लगता है. हाँ, join the happiness
Join
institute,
the
right?
Happiness Institute and keep on following the curriculum which this institute will be going to offer you.
Right.
And don't just learn, start exploring.
Start.
Because when you have joined or when you have when you became the part of this institute, just loosen all your ropes because Abdullah sir is with us.
Right.
He will
He
take
is.
care of everything.
Right. Do you have girlfriend, Abhishek?
I have some female friends.
I want your honest opinion. Do relationship distract the student?
Ma'am, it's completely a personal choice.
It's completely a
It's
personal
completely a personal choice. But from my perspective, if you have fixed boundaries and if your academics is not getting affected
Mm-hmm.
because of
Someone.
then this is one of the biggest support which you will always get in your life
I also believe in it.
after your parents. Because with our parents, we always experience a kind of generation gap.
Right.
But with our partner, vibe match होती है.
Hmm.
But the concept of relationship should not come with any cost.
बट अगर बहुत बार टॉक्सिक भी हो जाता है, डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाते हैं फिर हम.
Like I said in the starting, if we don't have fixed boundaries, and look, if we have our fixed boundaries, nothing will get affected. Because
So you have to fix your boundaries first.
yeah, fix your boundaries, and then if something is becoming toxic, and if your boundary is not getting respected, then it's time to get your boundaries to get enforced. in your style.
Social media is a big part of our life. Do you use it?
Yes, I use.
So how can you manage it?
Man, look, there are variety of social media platforms in today.
Instagram. I'm talking about Instagram.
I am not on Instagram.
Oh, you are not on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Oh my God.
I am on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
I am on Pinterest. And I am on WhatsApp.
Because it is very important. That's why I think, right?
It's rich in, these three platforms are rich in content.
You told that you are in LinkedIn, right?
Yes, I am on LinkedIn.
So now my viewers are listening to you. So we want to know what are the benefits if you are in LinkedIn.
One of the great benefit of being on LinkedIn is you get connected to the like-minded people.
Right. I realized after many times.
Yes. You get connected to
Minded.
like-minded people
Like-minded.
and the people who are professional in their field. That's the best thing which I have experienced. And you know, if you want to post a post on Instagram, you don't have to think much. But if you want to post on LinkedIn, you have
Yes. We have to think.
you have to think.
Yeah, it happens.
And you know, one of the biggest factor in the periphery of social media is you should regulate social media. Social media should not regulate you.
Right.
Limit your screen time. Limit your digital toxicity. And
It is very important, right?
and be mindful of the content which you are watching on social media. If you are able to
Be mindful
be mindful of the content
of the
which you are watching and which you are choosing to watch on social media, because if you these three things are like the stand of a tripod. If you are able to manage these three things are very small, but at the same time it is equivalent to the size of an elephant. If one is able to regulate these three, social media, you will always experience a positive thing from the side of social media.
Right. I think saddest part of the social media, it gives temporary happiness and permanent insecurity.
Yes, if you want permanent release of dopamine and permanent scope of happiness, join this happiness institute.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Wow. And today's youth want quick result. Do you agree? We want quick result. Do you also? No. So, and we have a very little patience. What do you think about this?
Ma'am, in today's time, it is a highly paced world. You have to be patient.
You have to be patient.
Today's time is AI driven. It is full of knowledge. It is full of content. It is full of skills. It is full of everything.
Right.
You have to be choosy.
Hmm.
You have to respect your taste. And you have to decide what you want to learn. And the best thing which you have to decide is what not to learn.
Right.
In today's time.
Right.
And for me, this thing got engulfed in my personality because of my habit of daydreaming.
So I want to know what not to choose.
Ma'am, for this thing, I have developed a concept in my journal. I learned from somewhere and I implemented the same in raw form. I take a piece of paper, A4 size paper, big decent size paper. I write one heading upon the top of that page. One problem, one solution.
One problem, one
solution. Suppose I got a problem. I will write the problem.
Right.
In 3-4 lines, I will talk to myself.
What are the solutions?
What is the problem? In 2-3 lines, I will elaborate the problem. After that, in the remaining portion of that page, I will talk to myself about the respected solutions which I can take. And in the remaining portion, I will choose the best option, the best solution which is available for me as per my choices.
Okay. So you don't need to mentor because you are able to find your solutions?
Look, ma'am, the main reason why I am able to get solutions in my life is because of the learnings or because of the skills of my mentors only.
Okay. So you developed from there.
If अगर मेरी लाइफ में मेंटर्स ही नहीं होते तो मेरी लाइफ में लर्निंग ही नहीं होती।
नहीं होती। और अब तुम इतना सीख चुके हो कि अगर मेंटर आसपास ना भी हो तो तुम वो चीजें फॉलो कर लेते हो।
नहीं, अब मैं इतना सीख चुका हूँ कि अगर मुझे और कुछ नया सीखना होगा तो मुझे मेरे मेंटर के पास ही जाना है। इतना मैं टीच चुका हूँ।
Okay, okay, all right. One last question. Why Indian students feel pressure to become something by 25? Society, family expectation, or race to settle early?
Ma'am, third one, race to settle early.
Hmm.
Like I said, it is a highly paced world and you have to be patient.
But why?
Because all the options are available at our disposal. You just open the gate and the opportunities will fall in front of you like a rain from the clouds. If you are not choosy, you will find opportunity in every opportunity. But there comes the difference is you have to differentiate in between the different opportunities where you will be going to put the required energy and where you are not required to put the required energy. You have to differentiate.
Right. Nice. Wonderful. My last question is, have you ever felt lost in your journey or failure?
I will not say I have felt failure in my life. I will say I have accepted the failures in my life.
You accepted the
And
failure.
after accepting my failure, I always prefer to get lost in a very positive manner towards the journey of my life.
Wow. If a young person listening right now and feels very lost, so what would you say?
If a young person is feeling like he or she got lost, then I think it's time to come back home first of all. Come back to your root values.
Root values.
Come back to your
okay.
root values. And again, take a piece of paper. Start writing about your feels, which you are feeling. Accept it. Find the best preferred solution. Like I said, start working upon yourself. You will again fly like a bird high in the sky.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Do you want to say
Yeah.
something?
I will say is if you want to improve your English, join this respected institute, Happiness Institute. If you want to bring change in your life, start working upon yourself. If you want to achieve success, you should have mentor in your life. And if you want to increase the view of this podcast, then like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon.
That's great. So today we learned so much. I hope this podcast gave you learning. Stay consistent, stay positive, and keep learning, keep growing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.